Okay, so what we're going to look at here is how to factorize these quadratic expressions. All right, expressions that are general. So we've seen how a difference of two squares works, but what if I gave you something like this? What if we had, say, x squared plus 4x plus 3? How could we factorize that? Because at the minute, if you just look at it the way it is, there are no common factors. All those terms are different. Can we? Is it possible to factorize? In fact, it turns out that it is possible to factorize. In fact, x squared plus 4x plus 3 is actually equal to x plus 3 times x plus 1, and that is factorized because we've written it as a product. So what I want us to get to is to see, I just did that in my head then because I know that it factorizes, and I know the trick to factorizing these. So what I want to do is show you how to do this. Okay, so to do this, what we're going to do, we're going to work backwards. Right? We're going to start with x plus 3 times x plus 1 and work backwards to x squared plus 4x plus 3 and see why it works like this. Okay, so I'll just rub that out and we'll start and we'll go backwards. Okay, x plus 3 times x plus 1. Okay, so if we expand that, I'm going to go x times x equals x squared. We'll go x times 1 is x. 3 times x is 3x. And then 3 times 1 is 3. Alright, so I get an x squared term, I get some x terms, and I get a constant term, 3. Now, see what I can do here to tidy this up. There's only one x squared term, so that's going to stay as it is. But these terms in the middle, there's a 1x and there's a 3x. Now, so normally I just write that as 4x, but just for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm just going to write that as 1 plus 3x, and I think you'll agree that's equal to 4x, so and you'll see why in just a second. The plus 3, well, that's just going to stay as it is. Okay, now if I was to go further, you'd see that that is actually equal to x squared plus 4x plus 3. Okay, now, why did I write that as 1 plus 3? And the reason is that you can see that that number in front of the x term, what is that number? Well, that is the sum of the 3 and the 1. Okay? The 3, this 3 here, well, that's the product of the 3 and the 1. And so when we're factorizing these things, we're really looking for two numbers. We're after a number here, that's a sum, and we're after a number here that's a product. Okay, so I'm looking for two numbers. It turns out that those numbers are 1 and 3. 1 times 3 gives me 3. 1 plus 3 gives me 4. And so that's the secret of factorizing these things. So when I look at x squared plus 4x plus 3, what I'm doing is I ask myself a question. I need two numbers. I need two numbers that multiply to 3, and the same two numbers have to add to 4. Okay, so with a little bit of thought, 3 and 1, that'll do the job. And so the 3 and the 1, the way that works is then I put brackets in here, x plus 3, x plus 1. Yeah, okay. Alright, so that's the first one. I'll do another example in the next video.